Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to today's Enghouse Interactive webinar, the latest look at a Microsoft Teams Contact Center. I'm Tony and I'll be your host. Your presenter today is Anna Stokes, Director of Global Product Management at Enghouse Interactive, managing one of Enghouse's 8 contact center portfolios. Anna has traveled extensively in ANZ and Asia, Europe, UK, and the Americas, visiting customers and channel partners and learning how different organizations manage the challenges of CX delivery across the globe. With over 16 years in the telecommunications industry, managing contact centers, implementing product developments, and creating innovation in contact center and mobile environments, Anna loves the challenge of meeting new industry needs and innovative technology and bringing this to the global contact center market. In today's webinar, Anna will be demonstrating the latest native Microsoft Teams Contact Center from Enghouse Interactive, key recent changes in the architecture, and the benefits of enabling Microsoft Teams for the contact center. Before I hand you over to Anna, some quick housekeeping. We encourage you to ask questions throughout the webinar via your GoToWebinar control panel. But due to the short webinar runtime, we will address all questions post the webinar. If you have any difficulties with your audio, you can toggle between audio settings in the control panel. By default, you're listening in on your computer's speaker system. If you would prefer to join over the phone, just select telephone in the audio pane and the dial-in information will be displayed. Okay, I think we're ready to begin, so I'll now hand you over to Anna.
Thanks, Tony. What an introduction. And thank you everyone for joining us today to hear a little bit about the progress made by Microsoft and their partners like Enghouse Interactive natively in this space. Firstly, a little bit about us. The Enghouse Contact Center is the industry's most comprehensive offering. Available as either cloud, on-premise or hybrid deployments, our contact center applications with true omni-channel capabilities are foundational to providing our award-winning solution. We then have our core solution elements, providing the most commonly requested, fully integrated capabilities. And these include things like self-service, call recording and quality management, attendant consoles, outbound communications, analytics, and video collaboration. And then our supporting practices, which leverage, I think over 35 years of expertise to properly assess your needs, propose the best solution for you, and implement it as efficiently as possible following industry standard processes. These practices also include things like knowledge management, survey management, audio branding, and AI insights. Finally, Enghouse has established strategic relationships with third-party providers in order to provide our customers, you, with a simplified approach to offering CRM and workforce management interop. We have been partnering with Microsoft to bring a best-of-breed integration to customers as far back as the LCS days, and that's all the way back to the early 2000s. Over that time, we have worked with their R&D and design teams in the Microsoft Redmond campus through their Technology Adoption Program, or TAP for short. Now, this gives us a direct pathway to ensure our requirements are really understood by the Microsoft devs, building the APIs used to integrate third-party software to your team's experience. Software like our contact centers and our front-of-house consoles. Since its first release in 2017, Microsoft Teams has enabled businesses to shift successfully from on-site to remote working, and now to our post-pandemic normal of hybrid working, a combination of on-site and remote. For the first time, contact center agents can be both remote and fully connected to the whole business, wherever they are. Customer journeys are becoming more complicated, and first call resolution is considered critically beneficial. Microsoft Teams has removed many of those historical barriers to delivering the outcomes that customers are looking for. For instance, a unified communication solution like Teams can much more easily support the level of collaboration needed to solve those complex queries, much easier than a legacy telephony platform has ever been equipped to do. It does this by uniquely connecting your frontline agents with the middle and the back office. Agents can see who is available and then have the option to send a background chat while still speaking to the customer. And then that next available step is simply to connect the customer to a subject matter expert via either a conference or a transfer. And all of this allows our agents to successfully complete their jobs more quickly and easily than they've ever been able to do before. Now, I'm going to show you this in action shortly. When you implement a Teams-enabled Enghouse contact center, you're taking advantage of the best of breed of two world-class systems built to interact seamlessly together. Incorporating the superior collaboration tools that Teams offers, things like presence and availability, workplace chat, video meetings, shared document storage, and of course, all cloud-based, with quality contact center and reception solutions like Enghouse's, you benefit from a working environment that unites the entire business behind your brand. Customer satisfaction and worker empowerment go hand in hand to reduce attrition rates, and that's on both sides of the engagement. With an integrated contact center solution, you'll be enhancing your Microsoft Teams platform with specialized CX features, such as dedicated agent and supervisor functions, intelligent omni-channel routing, comprehensive performance and activity metrics, and quality coaching, as well as much, much more. On top of that, we can expect that Microsoft are continuously working on maturing their APIs. More third parties will be able to seamlessly integrate with Teams, offering customers high-quality technology experiences using best-of-breed products built to take care of the job. As I mentioned earlier, this technology is available today in a SIP deployment and also natively using Microsoft APIs. Now, this simple diagram shows the SIP deployment that has been in market for a couple of years now. We here at Enghouse have hundreds of customers successfully enjoying this experience in market today. This deployment is enriched with the native visibility for staff presence, giving the contact center agent instant and real-time visibility of where all of their back office co-workers are located, as well as the ability to have the two UIs seamlessly shown as one, with the Enghouse Touchpoint UI within the framework of the Teams client. Now, with native, I have a little video here to show you. Now, there are no changes to our presence functionality, which is already natively integrated to Teams. However, on the calling side, the benefits of moving to native Teams calling integration are mainly in the infrastructure. Simplifying the migration even further and providing more connectivity options for our customers. So we can see here, functionally using the Microsoft Graph APIs for calling will be similar to the SIP integration we've had in place from the beginning. It will simply continue to improve as the Microsoft APIs mature. Calls are all controlled and held efficiently in the Teams cloud. So that means each call is not tromboning on a second SIP trunk out to the contact center. And there's no need for a session border controller, or SBC as it's commonly known. The outcome is improved quality of service and elimination of infrastructure overheads with the associated reduced network bandwidth requirements, and of course, costs. Now, this is going to show the rest of the architecture there with the SBC now removed, using the Graph API integration to enable your new native contact center. Now let's have a look at this natively integrated contact center in action. This demonstration shows a call coming in and being accepted by the agent. The caller is interested in visiting Orlando with his family. Now, once the agent finds out the specifics that the customer actually wants to visit NASA, she realizes that she can actually offer this customer a far better customer experience by connecting them with a specialist located in the back office. Now, the agent can search for this person and see real time if they're available to connect using Teams presence natively through the Graph API. So using their Touchpoint UI here, they're going to search for the specialist located in the back office, in this case, the specialist for NASA. And once they've located that person, they can then see via their Touchpoint UI natively integrated to show the Teams presence of that user. They can see that person's available, so they can connect with that person. And in this instance, we're doing a supervised transfer and introducing the situation to that specialist and preparing them to speak to the customer before connecting the two together. So the agent's going to do that now, connecting the specialist and the customer and offering that customer a first call resolution for what they phoned through for. The agent can then drop out, completing their wrap-ups, and of course moving on to the next call. The final benefit I really want to call out here is if you're a business who is already using or wishes to use your Microsoft calling plans via PSTN, then moving to native integration for calling allows you to do this for your contact center as well as the rest of your business, something you were unable to do when using SIP. This very simple diagram shows the Microsoft Azure bot framework, where the Teams native PBX implements queuing, announcements, and call control. So there's no SBC or direct routing required, but it can be used if needed. And of course, as I just mentioned, Microsoft calling plans are now supported in this infrastructure. For announcements, the bot framework does all the playing, DTMF, and recording of prompts, so there are no announce ports in the traditional sense. The announce port logic is embedded into our Enghouse Teams PBX hosted in Azure. This implementation supports all of our traditional PBX features, enhanced routing, connecting to things like contact server integration, and of course our QMS native recording. There are some features still outstanding on our first go-to-market for native. Among them are redundancy, supervisor monitoring, and console. Some are just work to be done on the Enghouse side, and some are still waiting on API and bug development to be completed on the Microsoft side. An example of this would be currently transferred calls do not forward to voicemail. This means we won't be releasing console on our first go-to-market. We have a bug with Microsoft at the moment for this, and they're addressing it now. Ultimately, if you're interested in moving to Teams Native for your contact center experience, we'd like you to reach out to your account manager, and we can work with you to ensure the environment is ready to meet your individual business needs. You will be required to have an Azure tenancy, a calling plan or direct routing, and some Microsoft licensing. Each dialable queue, whether it be external or internal, needs a Microsoft Teams phone resource account license. Agents do not need phone system licenses to receive calls from the bots, but an agent may need a phone system license for other reasons. So for instance, if you're doing direct routing or you'd like your agent to make outbound calls from Teams. And on the contact center side, you'll need a Teams native PBX license. As you've seen already, the Teams contact center experience offers you the choice of having your Enghouse UI embedded as part of Teams, or if you prefer, you can still have it as a side-by-side experience. And as mentioned, whether you're using the traditional SIP implementation or you're moving to native for calling, the presence integration leverages the native APIs so you can see who is available in your business in real time within the Touchpoint UI. So what's coming next? You may have heard the term Azure Communication Services already. These are another set of APIs offered by Microsoft. They're the same set of APIs that Microsoft use for their Dynamics Customer Service Center. This set of APIs is used if you are not interested in using the Teams client. So it lets you use an ACS client instead. Now, by integrating to ACS and offering a hybrid approach, we've worked out a way to plug some of the gaps in the Graph API in market today. So ACS allows us some true first-party call control that the Graph API does not. And this ultimately will give you, the customer, a better experience. So that's our next level of development that we'll be doing once this is in market. Now, recording and coaching. For some time now, Enghouse has had Microsoft native compliance recording in market, but it's one option of several available for you to choose from today. Enghouse compliance recording uses the Microsoft Compliance Recording API, and that allows for configuring, managing, recording, storing, and analyzing Teams communications. Now, it's good to note here that QMS development is not currently using the facility within the Teams API that allows a third-party compliance recorder to update the Teams client with that status notification, showing that the currently active call is being recorded and shown to all participants. Now, we can develop that if it's required. We just need that information from the market to let us know that it is required. Now, we've got three options to select from when choosing your recording method. So this is up to you to select. We've got indirectly via the contact center integration. This is best for on-premise solutions where queued calls are only to be recorded and supports stereo recording. There is indirectly via the SBC with Teams direct routing. This is best for PSTN call recording. It supports on-premise or cloud and supports stereo recording. And finally, we've got our directly via the Teams Compliance API for front office, back office, and internal call recording. This supports mono recording only. For stereo, you will need to do a CIPREC compatible SBC. QMS must be hosted in Azure, and we are certifying this as we speak. We are mid-certification, and I believe this will be due to be completed in October this year. We also have integration for Microsoft Azure speech-to-text transcription, and that gives you automated quality management and service optimization. You can really, truly discover what customers think about your organization, your products, and your services. You can really easily search conversation for topics of interest, for keywords. You could search for competitor names. You could analyze your content, and you can flag predefined terms. Once you've done this, you can use it all with text analytics and our interactive dashboard to display the keyword heat maps, and it also has multiple language support available. That's all from me today, Tony. Back to you.
Thanks, Anna, and thanks for your great presentation, and thank you everyone for joining today. We hope you found today's session useful. We'll be sending a copy of the recording and presentation to all registrants in the next couple of days. If you would like any assistance enabling Microsoft Teams for your contact center, please reach out to the team at Enghouse and we'd be happy to help. Thanks again, and we hope to see you again soon.